Look, memory can change the shape of a room, it can change the color of a car. And memories can be distorted. They're just an interpretation, they're not a record. And they're irrelevant if you have the facts.
Someone wants me. Someone roaming the streets wants me.
Your car's uglier than I am. That didn't come out right.
It's the Al Travis Show. Like I say, we try to keep it eclectic at best. You're going to, in the next half an hour, find out more about something you didn't know about than you've ever learned before. And we've got the guy who's in charge. Here's where we're at. Folks don't know the juggernaut that Mankato State Mankato handball, Minnesota State Mankato handball is in the world, right? You guys are a juggernaut, and I've got the captain of the team, Michael Wells, on. Professor, how you doing?
Doing great, Al. How about you?
I can't complain. We used to do this on a pretty regular when I first met you, and we've kind of fallen off as the show, grows outside of Mankato. But nonetheless, your handball team continues to trounce the rest of the world, correct?
Might be a little wrong. I mean, I'd like to say it if we weren't on public radio.
Yeah, but, if we were having beverages, you'd be all over that statement. But we got to go back because a lot of folks don't understand handball. And I'm going to describe it so for folks who don't understand, and then you can tell me how right I am. But basically, handball was invented, I think it was in the 1920s, for kids that couldn't afford the racket for racquetball. And some guy said, a coach like you said, well, you don't need a racket. Come on, we'll do it this way. And you guys invented the game in like the 20s. No rackets. Is that about right?
I would say it probably goes back further than that. Abraham Lincoln was a handball player. They called
Get out of here.
Yep, they called it fives back then. So it's an
Seriously?
ancient game. Yeah, the United States Handball Association says they're the original game with a ball. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But
okay.
It's really like racquetball with your hands, basically.
What is? But now there's different versions of this, right? Like in New York, you can play one wall or two wall. Well, that's ridiculous because that's just they don't have rackets and they can't afford four walls. You guys put this in the four wall thing so you don't lose the ball all the time, right?
Yeah, it's the four wall is everybody has the code that they like the best. There's 1, 3, and 4 wall national tournaments. Okay. For the collegiate players, there's only a 4 wall national tournament, and that's what we are attending this week in St. Louis.
But other than that, though, the ball's the same. Everything else is the same.
Yeah, yep. It's a small, kind of harder ball than a racquetball. There is code that some people do play it with they call it a big ball. That's kind of like a racquetball, but we are playing 4 wall small ball at the collegiate nationals.
All right. And do they do any of this like tennis? Do you sometimes play on asphalt, sometime on grass, sometimes on is it like that, or is it always the polished wood floor?
Well, Al, does tennis have a racket?
Yeah, it does. That's really
Then we
lame.
don't do that.
Fair enough. I just want fair enough. That's fair enough.
I'm just joking with you.
No, I love this because why is this not an Olympic event? If you've not watched it, by the way, you can, because either you can stand up really high and watch down, or most of them have a glass door. You can watch it. It's a fascinating game to watch, but they don't put that in the Olympics. They'll put ping pong, for heaven's sakes, in the Olympics. Why have you guys not made the Olympics?
Well, I think there has been a push at times, but you have to have enough countries that have a critical mass to do it, to be an Olympic sport. I think that's probably just the limiting factor at this point.
And you're telling me handball can't make it, but that snowboarding on the half tube can? Come on.
I watch a lot of stuff on ESPN on Sundays. I watched last week, I turned it in, and there's some guy trying to frisbee a Coke bottle off the top of a stick. I'm like, what is that exactly?
Olympic event in 2028.
I'm sure it's a great sport, but we are definitely a niche sport. Handball is.
How did you get into it? Just so folks know, you run the handball team for Minnesota State Mankato, and you've done it for years. How did you get into handball? Why was it your thing?
So I started when my dad was a player, and but in high school I was doing baseball, football, basketball kind of stuff, and then when I moved to Nebraska for grad school, I was friendless, so I went to the
as a way of meeting chicks.
Yeah, I was friendless. No one was my friend there at the beginning. Although I did get a wife out of the trip, so that turned out great. So I started just hitting it around by myself, and then someone saw me doing it, and I got connected there. And then when I could beat everybody at the rec center, all the good players were at a sporting club. So I called my dad and said, "Geez, can you sport me some money so I can continue my handball career. So he did. And when I moved back to Mankato after about a decade, there were some kids that saw me playing and wanted to try it. And so we started the club in 2008. And then we won the Division II twice. And then we decided that in 2010 and 2011, and we decided, well, that's good enough. So we went on, and now we compete against University of Texas, Texas A&M, a lot of really big schools. And so we are actually the 4-time defending national collegiate champions. So we're on kind of a heater at this point. We've got a really good group. Yeah.
But you're nothing if you're not a 5-time champion. So what do we got going? Is that where you're at now, the Nationals?
Yeah, they opened a brand new in St. Louis. We were supposed to go to Springfield, Missouri. They had a water pipe break.
Oops.
And so we had to move the Nationals to St. Louis, and there's a brand new handball center. I'm actually standing in a renovated bathroom taking this call because it's all under construction. The only thing that's completed are the 8 courts that are here. And so it is one unbelievable facility. I mean, they have a 3-wall glass court that is the show court. And it's just, this is exactly what handball in the United States needed. So we're very, very excited to be here in St. Louis at the National Handball Center.
All right, I'm going to go to break a little early if you're okay with that. When we come back, I'd like to talk about the team a little bit. You recruit worldwide, and I want to talk about that and much more. You know you do. I
do. You're right.
Mike, yeah, I know. It's Coach Wells. We'll talk about Minnesota State Mankato handball there at the Nationals. We'll talk about how his shots of going at a 5-peat after this.
You need a friend at the Capitol who knows how to get things done.
And you're in luck because that's exactly who we are, your friends at the Capitol, and we deliver results.
At Momentum Advocacy, we bring decades of experience in lobbying, public affairs, and crisis communications.
From local nonprofits to national corporations, we help you move policy, manage your media, and make your voice heard.
We're not just seasoned pros, we're essential partners.
Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more at momentum-advocacy.com.
Think about it. Now that school's back in session, how are Minnesota students doing? Not very well. Minnesota ACT scores fell again last year and are the lowest they've been in 10 years. In fact, fewer than half of Minnesota students can either read or do math at grade level. Think about it. We used to brag about our schools. Now we're losing to states like Mississippi. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
I'll take your hand and say hello later. Yeah, it's nice to see you too.
gets to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
I've known Professor Wells for some time. I always love having him come on the program. And we're talking about Minnesota State Mankato handball. For folks who don't know, they're 4-time national champions, and they're right here in the state of Minnesota. They're going for number 5 this week. But what I was talking about before we went to break, Mr. Wells, you like to poach Ireland, if I'm not mistaken, for your grade A prospects. Am I correct?
Poach is not the word I would use, Al. We present opportunities. That's all we do, really. So
fair enough. Fair enough. But if we're going to say, and it's all gross overstatements, but if Puerto Rico gives a lot of great pitchers to baseball,
yeah.
Ireland brings the handballers, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of good junior handballers in Ireland. Yeah. So, and we have been fortunate enough to have some of them, take a chance and come and further their education and get better at handball here at Mankato. And so, it's wonderful. We've had young men from Canada that's come. We've got currently on the team, we've got kids from Chicago, from California, from Iowa. We've got a couple of 3 local growing players as well. So it's a pretty good mix of players that we've recruited from across the world. And then also those players that took the introduction to handball class, found a passion for it, and then joined the team. So,
well, see, this is what is interesting because you're a club team, right? This isn't like...
That's correct. We're not a varsity sport, so we would be under campus rec.
Okay.
I think all the handball teams here, except for one, are club teams. There's one varsity team here at the Nationals.
Well, I was going to say, you tell me Texas doesn't have enough that they don't have... Okay, I don't know who it is, but that's fine. But let me ask you, but this is what's funny about that. So someone takes handball because they want to get the easy A and their Phi Ed class taken care of. Who didn't do that? I bowled, by the way. But they go in there and they like it. They can join your team, right? You're on. It doesn't matter how good you are. You're on the squad.
I know you know the answer to this. Not everybody gets on the squad. You have to satisfy 2 criteria.
Oh.
You have to love handball, and you have to be a nice person. Because, we're traveling around the United States. And so we would really like to have people that can, not destroy a hotel room or tarnish the reputation of the coaching staff. So, we've passed on some players over the years, but in general, if you love handball, you can be on the team.
So then how does that work? And I guess what I mean, but it's cool that it's that way, but you have had number 1 ranked handball players on and we're talking nationally or world ranked. You've had those on the team. And then there's little Al who showed up in Mankato State and said, I want to take handball, and he's in there and he's never played a day. How can we be on the same team? How does that work?
So like at the Nationals, everybody gets ranked from 1 to like 200, let's say, for the men. And then you play people at your skill level. And if you win, you move up a bracket. You win, you move up a bracket. You lose, you move down. So, and then when we go to tournaments during the year, most of them are not just exclusively college players. So like the really good players might play in the open division, and little Al might play in the C division or the novice division. So there's a division for everybody.
But they all travel as well? I mean, I'm sitting here as a club guy out of Mankato, and you're traveling. You're down in, where are you today?
We're in St. Louis today, Yep.
So you're taking
here.
Okay. How do you get them there? I mean, I don't want to be mean, but I'm looking at your team online. You must have, I'm guessing, 25, 30 kids?
Yeah, we got 24 players here, plus we've got 6 coaches that are here. So sometimes we take university vans, sometimes we take personal vehicles. Like last year in Portland, we flew to Portland. So somehow you got to raise that money. So
that's what I was going to ask you. Is this the day where little Al comes in as a freshman? He signs for class, takes whatever it costs for the 1 credit, the $200, and I'm flying to Portland with you guys? How does that work?
There is a travel fee, so players play about 20%, 25% of the cost of taking them to all the tournaments and putting them in hotel and entry fee.
Okay.
And then, I just raise the rest of it, I guess.
And how do you go about doing that? If somebody's listening to this, because you guys are, I mean, just look at the numbers, and you can look at it online. You guys are by far the best program out there, year after year after year. If you want to support a winner, wouldn't that be Minnesota State Mankato handball?
I would rather say, you're really supporting a bunch of really nice young men and women. And if we win, that's awesome. I mean, that's the goal, right? But some years you don't win the whole thing. So But yeah,
Has that
we're
happened
5-0
for you in the 2000s? It hasn't. So let's get off of
Yeah,
that.
it
You
has.
haven't.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because it's only 4 in a row. So
That's
this
true.
is- yeah.
2025. Okay. Okay. Recent memory, he can remember losing. So if somebody wanted to do that, how do you get a hold of you? Because you guys aren't a sport at the university. You're not a varsity sport. How do we get a hold of you to help out?
Right. You can contact me through the Facebook page, Minnesota State Mankato Handball, or Instagram, Minnesota State Handball, or you can contact the foundation at the university and just tell them you want to donate to the handball program, and they know where the account is.
That's
So,
fantastic. And
yeah.
where are you at then? Today it starts?
It starts at 11 o'clock today. So about an hour and a half, the open players go off, and we've got I do want to mention one player in particular
Sure.
because she is going to try and achieve something that only, I think, 3 other women have ever done, and that's win 3 individual open national titles.
Oh, wow.
So,
What's her name?
Clodagh Monroe from I used to
Ireland.
call it Northern Ireland, but it's called
Okay.
the north of Ireland, Al. Don't make that
Oh, the
mistake
north
like I
of
did.
Ireland. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, but yeah, she's like the currently number 3 ranked pro on the women's tour, and
Wow.
she is a really nice person, and so I'm really hoping she gets it done.
So let me ask you this. Can you be on the pro tour and play handball? Well, you can because it's a club, right?
Yeah, you've heard of NAL anyway, right? Like,
Well, yeah.
athletes in the universities are getting paid, so you can win money
Oh,
at a
that's
pro
lovely.
stop, and it's not it doesn't make you ineligible for
Okay.
collegiate handball. Yep.
Out of curiosity and side note, is there money in handball?
I would
If you-
say
can
that
you be
can't-
professional
can't
and make-
a living
Oh, okay.
on the pro tour, you know.
Okay.
But you can make money winning a pro
Okay.
stop. It's hard to win a pro stop though. You know, I mean,
Well, yeah,
it's
that's the pros. Yeah.
Yeah. And most of the top 8 pros get travel money to get to the tournament, so it doesn't cost them.
Okay.
And then there's prize money if they finish at a certain position. So,
Okay.
you know, it more than pays for their trip.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, we aren't a $1 million sport, unfortunately. Or maybe it's a good thing, Al. Maybe it's a good
Well,
thing.
maybe it'll get there, but again, I guess the reason, so they start here at 11:30. Walk me through someone. I've got 3 minutes. Walk me through somebody's path. This gal to the championship. She'll play a match, and if by accident she lost, there's no way you can get back to the top. Is it double elimination? How does the system work?
Yeah. So if you start in the open, if you lose your first round, you can win your second round and get back to the open. So basically everybody plays 2 preliminary rounds, and then that puts them in an individual bracket
Okay.
for a individual national title. And then once you lose there, you're out. So
Okay.
once you get in your bracket on Friday, because you'll play Wednesday, you'll play Thursday, and then Friday starts single elimination.
Okay.
So she'll have to win twice on Friday, once on Saturday, once on Sunday, and then she'll also play doubles. So she has
Oh, wow.
her and her partner won the doubles last year. So it's a grind. I mean, it's a lot of matches in a week. You know, you might play 8 matches in 5
Wow.
days. So for those that make it to the end,
That's a lot.
it's exhausting.
And then how does a team play? You sit here as
Yeah.
national champions. Is it your top 4 players, top 6? How does this team thing work?
Top 6 women and top 6 men score for your school.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, and right now, like they have the preliminary scores up based on where players are seated. So the men's were ahead. You know, it's 1,000 a point. Like the men might accumulate 2,500 points or something.
Okay.
We're 40 points ahead of the second place team. Now the women are actually 20 points behind Missouri State. So, but it'll all come down to how many games we win in the bracket and what bracket they get in. I mean, we haven't played a match yet, but so we're in contention for the men's, the women's, and the combined.
Out of curiosity, with my last minute, then, is there a place I can watch this? Does this on ESPN 22 or whatever? Where would I watch
It's
it?
not on ESPN. So there's 2 ways you can watch. Early in the tournament, the whole tournament will be streaming matches on our Facebook group.
Okay.
And then the United States Handball Association, if you just
Okay.
USHA Handball, has a YouTube channel. And the show court will be streamed on Saturday and Sunday. So you can watch all the championship matches online.
Fantastic.
And there are a lot of good players here. So we'll just hope for the best. If the coaching staff doesn't screw it up, Al, maybe we got a chance.
Well, this is exciting to see. Going for a 5-peat, and probably in Minnesota and with Minnesota sports. bad as most of our big pro teams are, how we don't know more about Minnesota State Mankato handball. This is against the entire nation. This is the best program there is, if you will, in college sports. I thank you for coming on, Mr. Wells. I really do. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for spreading the word. We appreciate it, Al.
We do nothing but spread words out here. That's what we do on the Al Travis Show. More after this.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters proudly presents